Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a long time, but we are all back here once again to broach a subject that has really been long overdue, that my big brother has broached, and it is called Do Women Deserve Protection? I am going to pass that to my big brother, grown man. And, bro, do women deserve protection?
I'll say not all, but very very selective few, and the only few that deserve that protection are the women of your life, i.e., your wife, mom, sister, cousin, whatever.
Now, as y'all know, I've been sending you different videos and stuff, and how we came to this topic, for whatever reason, I guess you can call it the new style of woman, feels entitled that let's just pick something out the air. In order to take them on a date, it either have to be a restaurant of their choosing, or their hair, nails, feet has to be done. Plus, they are entitled to bring anywhere from 0 to 15 friends and 0 to 9 kids. Thoughts?
World of delusion.
Okay, can you elaborate?
Okay, if it's a first time date,
yes, sir.
Should no one be on that date but the man and that woman?
Mm-hmm.
This is not a family reunion. This is not a free-for-all. This is a date to get to know someone, to see if they mesh, they even are compatible. We don't need to be compatible with the whole family and friends just yet. But also, too, I'm not getting ready to treat everybody to dinner. If that be the case, then we could have just, got a grill and had a big old barbecue at the park.
Right. Now, I know you've seen the videos, and I'm not leaving the ladies out, but I definitely wanted to give my brother's thoughts in here first. First date, as we stated, they were at, it looked like a very nice restaurant. Very classy place for wine and eatery, I guess. The lady was there. She became very belligerent, and she wanted to order, I don't know if I sent this to you, it was a $45 drink. And then she wanted to order 10, was it 10? I do believe it was 10 take-home boxes of food for her cousin, his kids, her kids, and I think another one of her siblings. And then she got mad when he got up and walked away.
As he should have.
Can I weigh in on this?
Please do. I've been waiting on you.
Okay. All right, everybody. It's been a while. It's your girl, Superman's daddy, and I just have one question. Who raised y'all? Because the entitlement is ridiculous these days. And I look at it like this. Allow me to quote Steve Harvey and everything from one of his books when he said, you know, when you first get on with a company, I believe he had worked for, like, what was it, Ford Car Company back in the day or what have you. He said you had to work anywhere from like 60 to 90 days, you know, before you get benefits and things like that. It's like you didn't get that your very first day of work.
Come on.
So my question is, how do you feel that you rate that this man is supposed to see to it that your hair, nails, toes, you know, outfit are paid for, and then on top of that, you turn up your nose at places like Applebee's, Cheesecake Factory, and things of that nature? Like, are y'all serious right now?
Yeah.
Because if I just got to be honest, and I know I'm going to probably ruffle some feathers, but hey, I want all the smoke. Some of y'all ain't even worth a Happy Meal at McDonald's. Let alone y'all hollering about y'all want Ruth Chris, you know, Ruth Chris, because y'all don't do Cheesecake Factory, y'all don't do Applebee's, you know, because that's giving that's giving low vibration and you know, broke vibes and stuff like that. Okay. Well, my question to you is the places that you expected to be taken to. Would you be able to go into those places by yourself and afford the same meal that you're expecting this man to pay for?
Uh-oh.
But then, wait a minute. Let me add on to that. Then you have the audacity to one, not only want to order some of the most expensive stuff on the menu, but then have the audacity to want to tell this man that you expect him to pay for your to-go meals.
Mm-hmm.
And heaven forbid, if you got some know-nothing dude sitting on your couch back at the crib playing PlayStation and you gonna order him some food too, girl, you done fell and bumped your head.
Ooh. Yeah, I told you I was in a situation like that a long time ago, and she didn't hear from me no more. I'm like, no, I'm good.
And you did right to do that, sir.
Yes.
Because the first date, really, come on now, everybody knows it. If you don't know, listen up.
Come on.
The first date, let's just say that's like, shall we say, the interview?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, during that interview, we're going to see if we're actually a good fit for one another.
Come on.
Like, will there actually be anything that takes place after this initial meeting?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of y'all can't even pass the damn interview to even get to the point where you can start to receive the benefits.
Come on.
So, yeah. Come on now.
I'm glad you brought that up. The benefit part, expecting on the first date. When did this start?
You said, when did this start?
Uh-huh. Because
Okay.
I don't know if I sent you the videos, but this has been very popular, especially here recently. On the very first date, we want bourbon bags.
Birkin bags?
Yeah, Birkin bags. Thank you.
Okay.
Louis Vuitton,
Yeah.
Gucci. Let's see. And what's the other really high expensive store that they got out? I think, what is it, H&M?
No.
Yeah. So basically, you have to spend about a good, I don't know, 5,000 to 10,000 or triple that. This is just on the meeting. A girl also, which is a B part to this question, posted that in order to take her out, now y'all don't fall over and laugh. She says the dude has to send her $5,000 in order to take her out.
And in the words of Rick James, cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Oh, she want me to send her $5,000? That's what she wants sent to her?
Yep.
I hope she take Monopoly money. That's about the only way you gonna get that. Or I might send you some of them Wizard Kelly dollars from the Brown family, but girl, bye.
I had to read it twice because I thought, I was like, okay, maybe I need glasses. But I read it twice. And yeah, that's her request.
Yeah. Here you go. Request denied. Next.
Now, next question. If the guy refuses on the first date to spend anywhere from $10,000 above, is he considered a brokey?
I guess by today's, female standards or whatever, yes, but in my personal humble opinion, no. Because, let me say this, that's a lot of nerve on your part to expect that on the first date. Because you looking for this man to shell out that kind of cash on stuff that you want, whether it's a bag that you want to carry around. But here's the funny part. You expect this man to drop that kind of money for you to carry around this expensive bag, but yet you don't even have half of what the bag costs to carry in the bag in the first place. Make it make sense.
Bro?
Just say you're broke without saying you're broke. Because one, ain't no man in his right mind going to spend that much money unless he's just that desperate.
And even with that, depending, and I think there are some out here, but depending, I guess you got to know where to look or how to go about getting them, but this isn't the way. But you actually have guys out here that are more than happy to spend on these females, knowing that they're really not going to get anything out the deal. It's just him doing something nice. And I'd have to say that those type of guys, I'm going to go ahead and call them unicorns, because these mystical creatures have never existed as far as I was concerned. I think the way I was set up to attract the dudes that expect me to take care of them and everything like that. And that's not happening, my guy. I don't know what to tell you, but so, like I said, I just don't see that. And then here's the funny part: if we were to flip the script, respectfully, ladies, how many guys would you delete and block if they were to come at you talking about, oh, well, I need to get a haircut and a shave, a mani-pedi, if that's what you're into. And no, guys, there's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, there's nothing wrong with that. And just have these expensive demands and everything. And this is all before y'all go out on the first date. And then he turns his nose up at, Chili's or, whatever the case may be. How do you feel about that? You still want to go out? He's sitting up in there. He's sitting there in the barbershop getting the full treatment. And he sends you his location. Now you thinking that you pulling up to his crib or whatever the case may be. You pulling up to the barbershop. And he's getting the full service, everything. And expects you to pay for it. Yeah, things that make you go, Yeah, okay.
Woo! Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, listen, like I said, this was long overdue. All right. Next question. And you know where I'm going with this. We're going to take it back about a month or so. Just a few weeks. The way they dressing their daughters. I'm going to let my sister take that one.
9 times out of 10, the so-called grown women that should know better, let's start there. Because based on how some of y'all leave out the house, you better be glad there is no such thing as the fashion police. Because a lot of y'all will be doing double and triple life sentences. Based on the decisions of the outfits that you choose to wear.
Come on.
Now, please don't get me wrong. I'm not one for body shaming or anything like that, you know. But it's just some stuff. Come on now. I ain't trying to be funny, but if y'all don't understand where I'm coming from, it's 2 movies that y'all need to check out. Shallow Hal and Norbit. So, yeah. When you see them with the cutoff shorts and the little bra tops and everything like that, yeah, you tell me. But that's just my personal opinion. It's like you can wear clothes that not only flatter your shape, but you look nice in. But it's like if you trying to squeeze into something because your girl who's a size extra small is wearing it. Come on, sweetie. Don't be in denial about what size you wear.
Come on.
Okay? You know good and damn well that you wear a 3X, but you trying to squeeze into an extra large. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. And then, as if that's not bad enough, why are you trying to objectify and or sexualize your daughters?
Come on. Which is leading me to my next comment. Well, not comment, but question. If you already know that there is a sick world and we got sick people and monsters in the world, why would you design or dress your daughter to put them directly in the eye of that monster?
You know why? And again, just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
But I think that what we have to look at is so many parents, moms especially, because they weren't able to do when they were that age. What are they doing? They're living vicariously through their children.
Okay, come on.
So because say maybe like I was chubby back when I was 14. But now my daughter has a decent shape, so all the clothes that I wanted to wear and would have been body shamed and ridiculed and clowned and bullied and talked about back when I was her age, well, she can wear now. And I'm like, okay, girl, you doing that? You did that? Doing what exactly? What are you priming her to start turning tricks? What is that about?
Say it again, bro, for the people in the back.
Because some mothers will do that to their daughters out of pure jealousy.
Wow. I've never looked at that before.
That's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is just the fact that, you know, we living in an era where everything is about my body, my choice. And what we forget to realize is there are consequences for your choices, good or bad. So when you put your children in these sad situations where you saying it's okay for your elementary school kid to be having on crop tops and booty shorts, don't get mad if the wrong kind of attention come their way.
Yep. And then to add insult to injury, some of that unwanted attention might come from inside their own damn family.
Say it again.
Some of that unwanted attention just might come from inside their own family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
But don't nobody want to talk about that.
but you know what? We got to address the root of the problem. The truth of the matter is this is generational. You remember, we have people who can't come out of a slave mentality, even though they can't spell slavery, let alone wasn't even a part of it. Meaning that we remember back in the day, our young girls were sold to the highest bidder for a dowry.
Exactly.
For them to marry off and breed children. Well, we're doing the same thing in today's generation, except for we just dressing them to be, oh, well, advertise, here's my daughter, here you go.
Exactly.
The difference is you ain't being paid for it.
Right.
But then we want to holler, my baby, but wasn't it, did you not know what she went out the house with? You've been training this child since she was 1 year old to shake and move what you gave her, and then as she continues to grow and develop, because you know the world is a sick place, but you want to forget about that. You want to excuse that. You don't want to pay attention to that. Oh, it's your body, your choice. Okay, you're right. It's your body, your choice. But if it's already sick people out here that's already targeting people, why you gonna make them more, what's the word I'm looking for? Available to be succumb to being a victim.
Why are you going to exacerbate
Yeah.
or heighten that already sixth sense?
Exactly.
Yes.
Now, this is where I'm going to throw a couple of monkey wrenches in here.
Okay, go for it.
Now, statistically, okay, it is the more modest women or young girls who actually end up attacked. Okay?
Okay.
So I'm not saying that clothing is the reason, because you cannot control somebody's sick and twisted brain.
Exactly.
So I want to make that disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
But what I am saying is, don't give situations more of an appetite than
Or
what
attention.
than what needs to be, discovered. Because you can have a whole moo-moo down to your ankle, and if somebody's sick in the head, that's just what it is. But we've gotten to a point where we feel like the less clothes, the better.
Right.
We're no longer teaching what modesty is. Now, you can't help if you have a shape. That's just not something you can help. But you can help your pants not being so tight that we can see your whole print. You can help that.
Exactly. Let me say this. I ain't trying to be funny, but like you said, I agree with that. There's nothing wrong with having a shape, but the outfit or the clothes that you choose to wear is like you just wearing a really good paint job.
Come on.
Come on now.
Yeah, and then what women fail to realize is, while you walking around like that, you are exposing yourself to all kinds of infections. Because you're not giving nothing no room to breathe, which is what it's designed to do.
And let me add to that, in addition to the infections, not odor, but oh dear, because that's what it smells like, oh dear.
Yeah, I still don't get that concept. You want to be out here super cute, but you forgot about the super soap.
The super soap and hot water.
And the,
I'm sorry,
and the
but
deodors.
Right, and deodorant. Because I'm sorry, but deodorant and perfume plus must equals a horrible smell. You switching around thinking that you smelling like flowers. Yeah, them flowers is kind of funky. You need to so.
Well, it was one of my favorite groups that said roses smell like boo-boo.
Just did a ranch around and ranch out.
But listen, where was I?
So when you think about this type of stuff, am I saying that people can't wear certain things? No.
Nope.
I'm saying that you need to be a lot more mindful of what you are putting on, because these are the same people that put on this stuff, go to the club, and then get mad when they approached. But then turn around and get mad because they make the decision because they think, oh, I look so good, this is why he want me. And then you become his jump off for the night. You don't know his name. You don't know nothing about him. And then you end up messing around and you done conceived the whole child with somebody named John Doe. Now you got to explain to your child why you don't even know who her daddy is.
Exactly.
That's embarrassing.
And I like what the lady said about that. She's on TikTok. I don't know. I don't think I've seen anybody the video. She said, if you go out, she said, first of all, negligees are supposed to be worn in the house.
Oh my goodness.
For your significant other.
Come on.
Or yourself if you just like to sleep like that.
Or for yourself. It is not for you to go to the gas station. It is not for you to go to Walmart, BJ, Sam Club, or any other store. It is not for you to go out in public, essentially what she was saying.
Oh, that ain't true, because I remember before I used to drive, I was on public transportation. I'll never forget the first time I ever seen some mess like this. Woman in a whole corset that's clearly lingerie and decided to pair it with some pajama pants and a bonnet.
Hold on, I was about to say, on the flip side of that coin, while y'all talking about people coming out in negligees and lingerie and stuff like that, what about the people that come out in pajama pants and bonnets and stuff like that? Right, I don't want to see that either.
Now, listen, I ain't gonna lie. I done ran to the store real quick, you know what I'm saying, like, you know, whatever. But if you think I'm about to step outside like that.
Oh, no. I'm not talking about, say, maybe that the gas station
Uh-huh.
or the corner store right up, like directly across the street. No. I'm talking about all off in Walmart.
Yeah.
All up in Target, you know.
Yeah.
If you bougie at Target and everything, and just walking along like, and it's like, and legit looking like they just literally rolled out the bed and came out the house and went to the store.
And so we blame Mama Bearstein for that.
Yep.
Bearstein Bear. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what in the world? But that's what it is. Like, for me, there is only certain attire or certain outfits that I will put on if I'm with my husband.
As it should be.
I'm not going out in no dress that's going, and I'm not out with my protector. You got to understand your boundaries. If you don't know them, then just say that.
Right.
But if, like, an example is, I had on a dress that was relatively short, but was still passable, because my biggest thing with anything is, if I can't be it, I can't wear it.
Right.
Okay? So, but I was with my husband, who
Exactly.
ain't about to let a fly breathe on me, let alone another man.
But even with that, if he felt that wasn't appropriate, you wouldn't have left the house like that.
But see, then you got women who don't have no respect for that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say, can we talk about that?
If your man tells you, baby, I don't want you to wear that out the house unless you with me, or I'm not comfortable with that, or whatever, and you hollering, oh, I can wear what I want to wear, don't get mad when you come home and that house empty.
You gotta add the rest of it. I can wear what I want to wear because I'm grown. You ain't my daddy, and I can do whatever I want to do.
And then how that would be followed up with is, okay, well then, you know what? You go ahead and do you. But then don't be surprised when you go out and do you and come back, the locks are changed and all your stuff is sitting outside on the curb.
Right, because if you don't have no respect for me and you ain't got no respect for yourself, why are we together?
Exactly.
But no,
Because
you
I'm
got a lot
trying
of
to-
women that holler the word control
Yeah, that.
when you got a man who actually wants to protect you.
Right.
See-
Well, see, here's the problem. The problem is the reason why they feel that the man is controlling is because they don't have any self-control. Therein lies the problem.
And I've been wanting to say this, and
Come on.
I'm like my sister. I don't care who feelings get hurt. The whole control factor comes into play because, first of all, you expect from me, let's just talk about it, to let you go out with about, let's say, 5 of your friends. 3 of them are married just like you, so it's 6 of y'all all together. 2 of them, the 3 that's married is trying to get their groove back. 1 of them is cheating, and the last one, unbeknownst to you, that your husband done picked up on, wants to sleep with you. Let's talk about it. But if I say that outfit is off, then you want to fight, threaten to leave me, talk about I'm controlling you, and you let your girlfriend say I'm controlling you. But in essence, I'm trying to protect you because if I know what's out there and I know how a man's mind think, and you go out there and walk into it, then you're going to be wanting to call me to go and defend you when someone treats you how you're dressed. Thoughts?
Okay. Well, when you just mentioned about that, you know, like the girlfriends are saying more or less like trying to put into her head that, oh, well, he's controlling you, everything like that. Okay, well, let's explore that for a second. Now, could it be that because since you came into the picture, she's not able to be, she's not bending to their will the way she did once upon a time because she was single?
Come on.
Y'all work together? Because, you know, I love how females always be quick to have something to say about somebody else's man and this, that, and the third, and talking about, well, girl, I wouldn't take this or I wouldn't take that if I were you, this, that, and the third, knowing good and well that if she attempted the crap that she's talking about, he go upside her head.
And this is what I'm saying. People get upset when you hear stuff about men. Let's be real, knocking these women's heads between the washing machine and the dryer, or let's further explore it. Are black men dating outside their race? I ticked somebody off one time because I said black men tend to date outside their race because black women are extremely loud for no reason, and a real man want peace.
Hold on, loud. Belligerent.
Yes.
Difficult. Come on. I mean, I could go on, but
I mean, you can't communicate. There is no emotional control at all. You yelling and you screaming. You don't know how to get your point across. You don't know how to talk to him. And let's go further and say that you did not communicate your expectations before you laid with him. So,
and let's not forget this. You don't know how to shut up and listen. But don't nobody want to talk about that.
Oh no, but then you get with our Caucasian sisters who can shut up.
Right.
Who gon' heed what he's saying. And I'm being real. More Caucasian women will protect our black men's peace than they own black women will.
Warning.
Most of the time, the black women has that need to be right.
Versus that need to make sense.
Well, you know what? I'm about to set the word on fire. I'm about to send this out. Whoever wanted can have it. Let's talk about it. You brought it up.
Okay.
Me and my brother had a conversation a few weeks ago. Why are black women intimidated by black men?
That's $1 million question.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's intimidation. In order to understand where we are, we have to understand where we were. Women were taught to be loud and wrong. Be honest. From a little girl, you're taught, oh, well, you got to stand your ground. You got to be independent. You vocalize how you feel. You use what you got to get what you wanted. If that man don't do X, Y, and Z, you bounce. Girls are taught to be loud and wrong. Our little boys, on the other hand, are taught to suppress everything they feel, because you're not a man if you say you feel hurt. You're not a man if you shed a tear. Your job as a man is to strictly be a provider, and nothing else matters. Ooh. And we start that when they're little. If your little girl falls, oh, you all in her face. Oh, baby. Oh, we gonna kiss your boo-boo. Here's a Band-Aid. Your little boy falls, you tell him, suck it up, dust yourself off, and be a man. How is a 2-year-old a man? Woo. And you continue this cycle to the point to where when they do get grown and they do get into a relationship, they don't know how to effectively communicate. They think providing is just one word, because you don't teach them that it's not monetary that matters. You don't teach them about the emotional support, about being emotionally sound and stable, to be able to read your woman and be able to provide what she needs in that moment.
And 9 times out of 10, what happens is, because that's not taught or expressed in his youth, then what happens is, more or less like, okay, he comes across as being a robot. He comes across as being insensitive. He lacks that quote-unquote sensitivity chip. But how can he offer or give something that he's never received himself?
Exactly. And then you get mad as a woman when you get responses, because you got this woman literally screaming in his face, well, I love you. Why can't you show me love? What's wrong? And he like, but I bring home the paycheck.
Well,
I'm not cheating. I'm not cheating on you. What more do you want?
Let's go there. Why can't black men be vulnerable with black women?
I just told you. But a lot of with black women is women, and let's be honest about it, a lot of black women are taught to be emotionally manipulative.
There it is.
So you're telling this man that unless he can give you X, Y, and Z, he's not worthy of your time. Well, here is my thing. How are you asking this man to provide the table, the food, the chairs, and everything else, and you don't even have a crumb to put on this table? So you asking for all of this stuff, but you don't have nothing to offer him. And you think the only thing that you need to give him is what's between your legs. Baby, he can get that from anywhere.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say this, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna cancel me, but I don't care at this point. The reason why men can't be vulnerable with women, because it comes back up in an argument in our face.
Emotionally manipulative.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
And where did that come from? Where did that start?
Come on.
Oh, because little girls are taught that in order to keep a man, you got to be able to sex him real good, cook him a good dinner, and that's all you need to be, and clean his house, and that's all you need to be able to do. These mothers wasn't teaching their daughters that it's more to a relationship than knowing how to cook, clean, F&S.
Now, I got to interrupt, because somewhere along the line, it went from being to cook, clean, and all the other stuff to just being about the sexual aspect.
Because women are starting to feel, as the generations go, women are becoming more quote unquote sexual liberated.
So let's talk about that.
Women are saying, oh, well, does it make me a 304 if I sleep with him on the first night? Well, that's between you and him. But if he turns around and don't call you no more, whose fault is that?
But you know what though? Let me say that it's kind of like that's on that case by case basis.
Yep.
In my opinion, because you have people that have actually gotten down on the first night, and a whole relationship actually did develop after that and everything, and dare I say, are still going strong to this very day.
Yeah, now you do have those. You do.
Now, on the flip side of that same coin, you have those with the quote unquote the 90-day rule. And even though you waited 3 months or however long to do that or whatever, that stuff dried up like the Sahara. So it's kind of like,
listen,
you know, you can't always go by that, you know.
Right. What I'm saying is what you initially lead with.
Yeah.
Is a lot of, when they say first impressions are everything.
Yes.
First impressions are literally everything. So while you do have some relationships, because you do have some men who feel like, listen, ain't no need of waiting. If this is what we gonna do, this is what we gonna do, and something can initially develop out of that. 99.9. I'm not gonna say 99.9 because then I'll be lying. A lot of the time, if you really go back with that man and ask him what was his first thoughts, a lot of men feel like if you did it with me, you would do it with somebody else. But they not gonna say that because it worked out. You see what I'm saying? Like,
oh, no, I get it. I absolutely get it. You know, but then while you have those guys, you also have these guys too that more or less like, if we, whether it's the first night or whatever, if we do that 3 times, we in a relationship. Whoa, hold up.
right.
Hold up. You know, because I ain't trying to be funny, but think about it. Look at it like this. Would you buy a car without test driving it first? No. Okay.
Now, on the flip side, that can be taught.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach somebody how to please you. But ultimately, how you treat yourself is how somebody else gonna treat you.
Now, I got a question for y'all.
Sure.
Because I have this saved under one of my TikTok videos, and I discussed it with Mrs. Sutton. And this blew my mind. So, this lady and this guy got married.
Okay.
They on vacation in Honolulu or whatever. Wakanda, Zamunda, wherever.
Not Wakanda.
Okay.
Right.
So, they, you know, it's like the day after they wake up in their hotel. He catches her texting her ex. And in this text, it states, "This is the final goodbye. It's over."
This is the day after they got married?
The day after they got married. He finds this text.
Mm-hmm.
He cancels the rest of the honeymoon.
As he should.
And the trip and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They flew back home immediately.
No, I would have sent her back home, but I wasn't wasting my money.
I'm getting to that. They went back home immediately. She thought she was going to his house. He told her I guess he dropped her off at her mom or wherever, and said, "You got some thinking to do, and I need to reevaluate this relationship." She wrote into this podcast or whatever, and said that she felt that he was wrong, immature, and that he was being childish.
No,
I
was about to explain that.
I gotta finish her statement. Now, while she said a few other things that basically meant she didn't take no accountability of it, But the co-host of the show, who is a woman, and about half of the comment section all said that she wasn't wrong and he had no business canceling their honeymoon or their trip. I'm gonna let y'all have it.
My thing is okay. So there are situations, and
What?
I'm not advocating for these kind of situations. Let me explain. There are situations where people end up in a small entanglement. Let me explain.
Please do.
You meet somebody, okay, you are in a situation, say you're in a situationship that you don't find thrilling anymore. You meet somebody else, you're talking to that person, and you end that situationship. Mind
It was
you,
her ex-husband.
I'm getting there. Mind you, the point to that is you found who you believe is your person, and you no longer want to be entangled in anything else. Those ties are supposed to be severed at the beginning.
Exactly.
Once you have a clear understanding, and I'm not saying that you need to be sleeping with both of them either, let me put that out there. But once you have a clear understanding that one situation is no longer serving you, and you are sure that you want to move forward with another situation, that is when you cut that situation off. But it's also called being honest. Hey, listen, you know, I text, I called such and such, and I said, hey, this person is my person. I don't want you to contact me no more. I don't want you to communicate with me no more. Whatever we had is done.
Exactly.
But you doing it on your honeymoon?
You don't wait until after you done got whole married and on a honeymoon to say we done, because now that's saying that you were entangled with both of them throughout the whole dating process, throughout the whole courting process, throughout the engagement, now the marriage.
Right. So before you can even get into your marriage good, you already going out the world backwards.
Right.
Because once you had determined that you were going to be committed to your person,
Come on.
where was the scissors to cut those ties?
Now, and here's the thing. I can speak on it. Why can I speak on it? Because when I met my person, who is now my husband, I block folks without explanation because I don't owe you anything.
Right.
If you text my phone, you got the response of I'm engaged, I'm whatever, do not contact me no more. I left no room for no door to be open.
Exactly.
So it was no reason, and I did all of that before we even spoke about marriage and said I did.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I mean when I say you do have situations where people are talking or whatever the case may be. But if you're going to be focused on one situation and develop that, then that's what you need to do.
Exactly.
And everything else needs to cease to exist.
What that means is, in addition to that, so what that means is, you know, you're supposed to be committed to your person and everything like that. So what that means is you're not slinking around, sliding in people's DMs, sending nudes and all this other stuff or whatever, lying about your, relationship status, acting like you're single and all that other stuff or whatever, because if that's what you want to be, we can make that happen.
Right.
That's not a problem.
Right.
My exes are my exes for a reason. I don't deal with them anymore because, hey, this stuff didn't work out. Okay. So, God bless you. I pray that you find what you're looking for in this life. Mm-hmm. And please don't contact me anymore.
Exactly.
And I'll leave it at that.
I'm trying to figure why, and I'm agreeing with y'all, because I got whole stuck. Your wedding day, you on your honeymoon, like you got married less than 24 hours ago, and you laying next to this man texting your ex, there is nothing you're going to be able to say, bro, help me out. There is nothing she going to be able to say to us that's going to say, oh, okay, that's cool.
Annulment.
Man, listen here. The fact of the matter is, the only thing I say he was wrong about is because I would have canceled her trip. I wouldn't have canceled mine. Do you know how much it costs to go to Hawaii?
Yep.
I would have been there. I would have been there living it up, and I would have sent her butt back on the first plane smoking. That's the only thing I say he was wrong about, because he should have stayed in Hawaii, used that trip time and probably that PTO and everything else that he took for that,
Exactly.
and enjoyed his vacation
Exactly.
and processed his emotions, dealt with what he needed to deal with, and when he touched back in his country, annul. That's it. But I would have sent her back.
I ain't gonna lie, Hawaii is a good place to get your emotions controlled with the clear.
With the clear waters and everything else.
Exactly. That's saying, oh my goodness.
Ain't no way we would have went back. I don't speak French. We wouldn't have went nowhere.
Right.
You can go.
Been hasta la vista.
Exactly.
I would have been, look here. As soon as I would have seen that text message and everything like that, okay, so here's what I would do. I wouldn't have said anything. I would have just went on downstairs, spoke to the concierge. Excuse me, look here, check this out. I just found out a situation and everything like that. Will I be able to get another room and everything like that? And all of a sudden, well, baby, you go enjoy yourself on the beach and go swimming, whatever it is you want to do, I'll catch up to you. And as soon as we'd have gotten dressed and left on out the door, I would have had my bags packed and everything like that. I would have gone to my new room, set up and everything I would have been good. When it came back, that key wouldn't have worked. Your stuff is out there in the hallway. That's if somebody just
and would have been on the phone with the airport talking about I was changing one ticket to fly back early.
He go, well, hold on. It was 2 tickets. Let me cash in that other one and make this first class or whatever. We gonna cancel out that flight.
Oh no, I would have sent her back.
I wouldn't.
And I'm gonna tell you exactly how I would have pulled that off. I would have been like, oh baby, come on, you know what I'm saying? We gotta go back home, whatever excuse I need to make. I would have brought her behind to the airport, and as soon as she would have passed clearance, I would have turned back around.
I
would have done all that. I would have canceled that ticket, and hey, since you needed to text your ex and everything, see to it that they get you home safely.
Exactly. I would.
My problem no more.
I'm Petty King.
And would have been on the phone with my attorney.
I sure would have been right in my new room, and they would have been looking for me because I wouldn't even went to the beach. I would have been over there, and I don't even mountain climb. I would have been climbing trees.
Listen here, I would have been on somebody's nude beach like I'm newly single after 24 hours.
And y'all know I can't swim, but would have been jet skiing, having a ball, doing all kinds of stuff I ain't never done before.
And been sitting up there all on the water talking about, it ain't my fault. That's exactly what it been. Yep.
Okay? So, yeah, no. But like I said, it really makes me wonder, like, what be going through people's minds.
Come on.
Like that. It's like, do you really actually feel that you're just that crafty, that you're just that creative, that you're just that intelligent, that you will not get caught?
I've still to this day been like, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised at the level of stupidity they have. I'm just surprised that their brain and their mouth decided it was a good idea to go through with it.
But I don't think she actually thought so. We can laugh about it, but here's how you know stupid is as stupid does. Okay. She was really thinking in her mind that if she found her person, and if she went on ahead and married him, okay, let me make sure I sever ties. But doing things in the wrong order has consequences. You should have did that when you guys decided to be in a committed relationship. That is when you sever those ties. Now, people may not agree with me, but when you are dating, you can date whoever you want. When you make the decision to commit to somebody with the intent for it to lead to marriage, children, and all of that, you don't keep dating. That's not what you do.
You're not supposed to, but it's a lot of people out here that sure don't give a damn
Mm.
and will do it anyway.
And like I said, he had every right, because he did better than me, because I wouldn't have been in the car with her. What?
No.
Like I said, well, even with that, I'm not sure if y'all seen this, but kind of like this situation when it touches on the movie with Adam Sandler. What was that? He's just not that into you, or whatever.
Yeah, something
the
like
name
that,
of the movie was, or whatever. On the wedding day, talking to her girls, because it was just them talking, or whatever, her bridesmaids and all that. The bride talking, talking about, oh, don't get me wrong, I loved him, this, that, and the third, whatever. But basically, I'm just waiting for him to, graduate from medical school and stuff. Now, mind you, his field, or the field he was going to be in was, what was it, plastic surgery, and everything like that. But she was like, oh, well, I'm going to wait until after he does that, if he makes good little money and stuff, and was actually talking to her ex. They had talked to her ex, just before everything was about to start. And him and his best man were standing outside the door and heard everything. And he walked, and I'm like, see, that's what I'm talking about. He ain't said jack to her. He didn't fuss. He didn't make a scene. He didn't do none of that. He just walked away from the venue and went to the nearest bar and was minding his business. And I was just like, that's some of the coldest stuff on your wedding day, mind you.
Yep.
Your wedding day?
Yep, and that's why I said, when it comes down to it, do women deserve protection?
It depends on the woman.
I'm not going to even say that. Protection is extended when you can show that you are worthy of being protected.
Ooh.
In other words, if you got a for real man, and he has, or here's a perfect example.
Okay.
I can put on something and literally be like, Becky, you see through this? If I didn't care, and I just walked outside, and my husband tells me, "Oh, babe, I can see your underwear," and I'm like, "And?" Okay, so that means I'm not deserving of being protected.
Whomever comes up on you
Yep.
and be trying to shoot their shot and all this other stuff or whatever, you invited that.
Exactly.
I sent everybody this video on Instagram. And I don't know if it was a skit or what.
Okay.
This lady, she had on a black vest, black bra, and a mini skirt.
Okay.
She said she was going to get her hair and nails done.
Maybe it's just me, but when I go get my hair and stuff done, I'm looking through. Right.
I gotta finish this because this is about to blow your mind.
I'm dressing to the nines doing all that.
She got to go get her nails and feet done. Now, keep in mind the vest is not zipped up, so her stomach and her bra is showing, and her assets. Now, what she don't tell her dude until he decides she get ready to leave, she done took $10,000 out of their account just to go get her nails and feet done. He comes walking down the stairs and says, "Where you going in that? And why do you need $10,000 to go get your nails and feet done?" It's just me and my girls going out and we going to have a few drinks. He said, "You not going anywhere dressed like that." He said, "Because not only do you represent yourself, but you represent me as well."
Right.
She threw up a whole bunch of words. She got an attitude, talking about you always trying to control me and you being disrespectful towards me and manipulating me. He said, if I took $10,000 out of the account and I was dressed to the nine, talking about I'm just going out with my boys, how would you feel?
Oh no! See, for me, I would have turned around if I was that guy. I would have turned around, went and put on some gray sweatpants with no drawers, and a wife beater.
Come on.
That's exactly how I would have played that. You don't care, I don't today either. I'm gonna go out here slanging.
Exactly.
So how he got her?
See how quickly she would have changed her tune.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. So how he got her at the end? She stomped up the stairs, hollering and acting crazy. He took the $10,000, gave her $100, and she changed the outfit. And he said, "I love you." And he asked her for a kiss, and she hardly wanted to do it. And she wiped the kiss off after she kissed him.
Well, my thing again, me personally, I would have said, see, this is what I mean. It takes 2 seconds for you to be able to judge a situation.
Mm-hmm.
If I say to you, respectfully, what you have on makes me uncomfortable as your partner, and you throw a fit, okay, have at it. That would have been my words. Okay.
I learned something over this past few months from, and my dad told me this, and I'll never forget it as long as I live. We were sitting on the boat. We took him out for Father's Day.
Hey, that's my daddy.
He's mine. Well, he claimed me. You just his child.
Okay.
But we took him out for Father's Day, and so we were sitting out in the back of the boat. They was playing music and stuff, and it was a dude who was intoxicated, who had approached y'all's sister.
Oh, I remember that.
And so I'm sitting there with Pops, and we both looking. And then he must have saw we were staring, because after a few minutes, your sister walked away, and then he walked back over to where he was.
With his girl.
With his girl.
Oh, no.
Now, keep in mind, his girl was standing right there, too. So, when I guess y'all's sister went to go get something to drink or whatever, he leaned across the table. He said, "I want to tell you something." He said, "There's 2 very important things I want you to remember as long as you live." I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "The first thing, even if you are married, if she allows it, then you walk away and leave it alone. But if he if he does something and she calls for you, she has no right to tell you how to handle the situation." And it messed me up, and I was like, I've never thought about that. I said, because, and I asked him a few questions. He said, because think about this. He said, most men get messed up by not understanding the full picture. He said, because what most people don't recognize what the devil look like. They think he has horns and a red tail and a pitchfork. He's going to look like what you're attracted to.
Okay.
Now, I'm listening to him, and I'm sucking this all in because I'm like a sponge. I love listening to old school folks talk. He said, now, I saw him approach my daughter, and you saw him approach my daughter.
Right.
He said, now, if you had jumped up and act stupid, what would have happened to you? You would have got arrested, even though that's your wife. You would have got arrested, and they would have took you to jail. You would have to spend a whole lot of money if you could have got out.
Right.
And it doesn't mean she still would have been your wife.
Mm.
He said, now, if she handled it and she ain't called you, or if she called you to come handle it, that's different. But if she allowed him to put his hands all over her, she no longer belongs to you.
She's for the streets.
Basically, yes.
There you go.
And I was like, wow, how many men don't understand that concept?
Mm-hmm. Because the thing is that we had a situation occur.
Yeah.
I was coming out of the gas station.
Uh-huh.
And I'm glad that my dad said that to him.
Yep.
Because one thing about me and two things for certain. Calling my husband is my last resort.
Hopefully it don't even have to come to that.
Because I know how to nicely dismiss myself out of a situation. And that's exactly what I did.
Okay.
I went on, sat next to my husband, and made that situation known. Don't think because I'm standing off to the side that I'm not protected.
Right.
Because I wasn't with just one, I was with two.
Okay.
And baby, neither one of them play.
Okay.
At the end of the day, I didn't have to get belligerent, and that's where a lot of women make their mistake.
Yeah. You said something a long time ago.
Ultimately, all you have to do is respectfully dismiss yourself. When he walked over, he made a statement. I casually laughed it off. And then I walked over to my husband. Why? Because the worst thing you can do in a situation like that is to be getting loud and belligerent. Why you approaching me? What is you da 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 da? Because you can misread the situation too. You got to be careful. Because just because somebody walk over in your direction,
come on,
and literally says hi, because what he literally said had something to do with what I was doing in the moment, and I'm gonna leave that there.
Okay.
When he saw that I was not holding a conversation, but that I was nice enough to just kind of laugh it off, he walked back over to his prospective partner, and I went over to my dad and my husband.
Okay.
Where women end up getting themselves in trouble is
Talk
when
about
they
it.
sitting up there, oh, you came over here, you must think I look good, and you don't see my husband right. Wait a minute, calm down.
Right.
Because then you going to end up getting your feelings hurt if that man busts out talking about, I wasn't trying to approach you like that. You ain't even my type. I was just speaking on what you was doing.
Right.
That don't mean I want you. You got to come out of the mind frame that every guy want you.
Well, see, the thing is, what people fail to realize is it's levels to this stuff.
Ooh.
It's like, it's levels to this stuff. It's like, you can be friendly.
Exactly.
Like, there's nothing wrong with you speaking, saying hello and stuff like that, or whatever the case may be. Because case in point, just to give a little backstory, when, born and raised in Cleveland City, where I'm from, when I went to Kent State University, it was a culture shock for me because our people spoke.
Right.
And it was like, I walked past and they speak first. Hi. Like, I was like, are you speaking to me? And I wasn't even in the frame of mind of, you trying to get with me. That didn't even cross my mind. I was more blown away by the fact that they're actually speaking.
Right.
And I had actually gotten used to that for roughly about a year and a half. So when I come back home and I'm walking along, I'm still tuned into Kent State time. So I'm speaking to people. They looking at me like,
right.
I have 3 heads or something. Wow. Okay. So like I said, it's like you have to be aware of what's going on around you.
Exactly.
And everything. Because like I said, there's levels to this. Now, you got some people, it's like they speak just to speak because that's what they do. Hi, how you doing? You know, that's maybe about the height of it. And you might not get anything else out of it.
Exactly.
And you have some that they might try to spark up a conversation, not necessarily, again, not trying to get with you, but just speaking on what's going on, you know, in your surroundings, you know. But then you got those people that be overly friendly, and it's kind of like, okay, you know, come on now. It's like you doing too much.
Right.
You know, you're doing too much, but it's like you have to be able to determine what's what.
Exactly.
But some people are actually vain enough to believe and think that they are just the greatest gift, you know, the greatest thing since sliced bread, and that everybody that look their way wants them. Mm-hmm. Do you realize that it's people, they looking in your direction, they don't even see you.
Right.
They're looking at some stuff behind you, and you getting all bent out of shape and stuff, trying to, I don't know why people keep looking at, ain't nobody looking at you.
Exactly. Ain't even thought about you.
Right. And my thing is this, okay, how would you know if they were looking at you if you weren't looking to see if they were looking?
Exactly.
Pipe bomb.
And I'm like, that's the thing. And that's why I said I'm glad that my dad told him that. Because it was one night I was coming out of the gas station. Mm-hmm. And this guy came up to me randomly. Mm-hmm. And you can tell when somebody is, you know, a little bit more aggressive in their approach.
Right.
But I handled it.
It's not just some speaking to be friendly and
exactly.
How you doing? They have an agenda.
Yeah.
And you pretty much can pick up on it.
Right.
Okay?
But I handled it.
Right.
And I handled it in the nick of the time because my husband was getting out the car.
Right.
And I had to go back and say, calm down. I handled it. Everything is okay.
Exactly.
But that is the problem with black women. Black women create scenes to get their men to respond.
And the thing is, as a black woman, we should be protecting our black men because I was quick.
Yes, because I was quick to say no. Get back in that car. I handled it.
Exactly.
Because before you pop off, understand that integrity is what you do when ain't nobody looking. Mm-hmm. That ain't my cup of tea. I will speak to you, but I'm gonna let you know if the conversation is veering into the direction of you trying to talk to me. I'm gonna make sure you understand I'm married. And if you hit the card of, oh, well, that's just a ring or that's just a piece of paper, my statement is, well, you have a good day. I value your opinion, but I'm going to move on. At the end of the day, it's all in how you handle things.
Exactly.
Because if we know our men, and we just said this earlier, that we know our men are not taught to be emotionally sound. Mm. So because if we understand this, then why would we put them in a situation where they have to become emotionally unstable?
Right.
That makes no sense. If you're walking in integrity, you handle it and you move on. But you handle it in a way that does not cause confrontation.
But see, the thing is, you got to take into consideration what is the basis for said situation coming down in the first place, because you got some females that they do just about almost anything to get that attention.
Yep. Just to sit up there and say, oh, I wanted to see how my man was going to act.
Exactly. Okay, but see, depending on what type of man that you have or what, you know, whatever, because you might not have witnessed him in certain situations. You got some that not only is that dude their target, but guess what? Now you can potentially put your life in danger.
Come on.
Ooh.
Trying to play.
Talk about it.
I'm like, look here, I'm all about peace. and everything like that. And like I said, I don't have a problem letting anybody know, look here, you show them the ring, keep it moving. You know, like I said, people speak and be friendly. That's all well and good. I don't have a problem with that or whatever. But if you think you got to continue to, because I'm gonna be stepping, I'm gonna keep it moving, and I hope you don't try to quicken your pace with me because I'm barking up the wrong tree there.
Yep. And as a woman who has been in situations where I have been followed,
oh come on,
and things of that nature, I had to learn very quickly before I became a wife how to handle myself in those situations without being belligerent and ignorant and condescending. Because the worst thing you can do is play with a man's ego. You got a lot of women who, instead of just politely saying, hey, thank you, I appreciate it, however, you know, right now, I'm not interested in being with anyone or whatever. You have a lot of men that can respect that. But then you have these little girls, because I don't call these grown women, these little girls out there who be up there like, oh, you trying to talk to me? What you trying to talk to? And I don't want to talk to you. You look dusty. You ugly. And then when he knock your head between the washing machine and the dryer because he feel disrespected, now you want to have him locked up. Right. But you could have handled the situation by simply saying, thank you. I enjoyed this conversation. However, I'm not looking to move further. That's all you need to say. Now, you do have some men that are aggressive in their approach. I believe that those are men who unfortunately probably don't get enough. So the first woman that become their target, they feel like they need to pressure the situation.
Right.
And then at that point, that is when you go to, hear me ladies, this is when you get by another man. Not your girlfriends. That ain't that. You get by another man. And if that man is a real man, he's going to step in for you and say, hey, look. You know what I'm saying? She's already politely told you no, man, going about your business. Exactly. Because, boom, a man will protect you. You ain't got to be his woman for him to protect you.
Exactly. But it's all in how you carry
yourself. Because I've had man friends that just stepped in and said, look, man, walk away. Go, same here. Go on. Walk away.
But then check this out. Let me show you how twisted this is. I had the male friends that stepped in, but now dude then got offended because another man that said something to him. So now this then turned to something else.
Right. But
and he ready to sound off, not knowing that, hey, we not in here by ourselves.
Right.
You outnumbered. And trust me, this ain't what you want or whatever. And it's like, like I said, I don't understand. I don't grasp the concept or what have you. Because like I said, for me, I'm sorry, but I look at it like this. I don't have to be nasty to dismiss you. If I just say, you know, everything, but, you know, I'm not interested. Or there used to be a time where you could say, you know, I have a man, I have a boyfriend, whatever the case may be. And that was the end of it. Period, point blank. Nothing else to talk about, with nothing else to discuss.
I blame Positive K for that.
Yeah, exactly. Right. What your man got to do with me? Go ahead.
Exactly. But somewhere along the line, those statements said to guys, that's just code for try harder. No, it's not. I legit do not want you to try harder. I'm not interested. I wouldn't have cared if I said that just to get you out my face, because even if I was single as single could get.
Say that.
But I'm not going to come at you where you're ready to punch me in the face and there's nobody to come to my rescue.
Exactly.
You know, but then what do you do when you try to be polite and try to brush somebody off and they just won't take no for an answer.
That's why I said, depending on where you are, you go to another man, respectfully. Why?
Mhm.
Because you have women that play the goofy card. They will go to their girlfriends. Oh, this man won't leave me alone. He trying to talk. What you gonna do? Create a bunch of bickering. Because now these females coming in don't know the situation, and that is what I told my husband. Never go into something half-cocked.
Right.
Because you have a lot of women, like, let's just say your man ain't there,
Mm-hmm.
and you took something wrong. Let's just go on that pretense. You took
Okay.
something wrong because the guy said, "Oh, you look nice today." Now you going home pumped. Baby, I was at the gas station and this man talking about, "Oh, I look nice today," and he asked me for my phone number. Where did that come in? He just said you look nice.
Mm-hmm.
So now you add more to the story than what actually happened. And because he only got your story to go on, now he thinking that he wasn't in position to protect his woman. So now he out here looking for the man that you claiming disrespected you.
No, I'm gonna do you one better. So now what happens is every time you get ready to leave the house, he's ready to leave with you based on this blown out of proportion story that you decided to come home, and this fable that you decided to come home and tell him, and now you have an attitude because that was just gonna be a quick trip to the store, a quick trip to the gas station, or whatever it was you had in mind. Now whenever you're ready to hit the door, he's ready to leave with you. But look at how you handled that situation.
Exactly.
Mm.
And now you standing outside of a jail talking about free boo boo. But boo boo would have never been in there.
If you hadn't decided to get creative with your storytelling.
Exactly.
Which brings me to this question. Why do women feel it's okay to hit men and there's no response?
Because they goofy. Because, baby, listen, I will tell anybody I do not advocate, and I am not advocating, let me state that, for domestic violence.
Never.
Domestic violence and somebody defending themselves is two totally different things. So let me state again, for the people who might be a little special, I am not advocating for domestic violence. But I don't know not a man that is going to sit there and let you keep punching him, smacking him, knocking him upside the head, and at some point, he don't pull a Jody on you and pop you.
Come on. And then he
You said you'll never hit me, Jody.
You're about. And then especially, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Now, you know, females are known for getting really disrespectful and reckless at the mouth.
Woo, come on, sissy, say that.
Okay? And do. And the tripped out part is you let anything come out your mouth towards this man or whatever the case may be. Now, he done finally got to that point where he decides he's going to walk away from you because he don't even want any parts of that anymore.
Right.
And what does your goofy self do? You start chasing in behind him, continuing to antagonize him.
Yep.
Jump in front of the door.
And then, but hold on. While his back is turned, mind you, you're still talking trash, and then you get close enough to where you can actually land a blow. Either you shove him from behind, or you smack him in the back of the head if you're tall enough, or whatever the case may be, you know, and you really actually expect or think that he's not going to respond in kind.
Listen.
Or better yet, just the fact that he's trying to stop you from striking him, now you trying to scream bloody murder and want to get every male member of your family involved to
Oh, my
jump on
goodness.
this man or take this man out.
Talk about it.
When you were the aggressor.
Exactly, but then you get these falsified notions, and this goes back to what I said: men's mental health.
Right.
You're not
But also-
taught how to deal with your emotions. So what do you do as the woman? You manipulate that. So because you don't want to tell nobody that you was the one out of line and he knocked your butt back in place, now you want to sit up there and run to your brothers, your cousins, and everything else. Now you done got every male in your family locked up.
If not killed.
If not dead. Thank you. Why? Because this is what women do. And I'm being real. Ain't no way in the world. My father taught me. He said, if you big enough to pass a lick,
you big enough to receive one.
You big enough to take it.
But it all goes back to that particular statement of women don't do what they don't know how to shut up.
Yup.
And leave well enough alone.
So
here's the problem with that. Now, in the midst of this arguing and everything like that, this man is trying to diffuse the situation, get away from you, possibly get to like a safe space and stuff. You won't leave well enough alone. Okay. Yeah, that's not cool because in your mind somehow you have convinced yourself into believing that because he's walking away, that makes him weak.
Baby.
How does that make him weak? No, it actually makes him the bigger person because it takes a bigger person to walk away from a situation that they feel is volatile or is threatening or whatever. So, no offense, but are you going to run away from a fire or are you going to run to it?
Listen, and the thing about it, and women call it, oh, I was just expressing my love.
I still never understood
I
that.
don't want none of that.
Right. That's toxicity. That ain't love.
That's toxicity at its most highest levels, and I don't want none of that. Okay? No, we good here.
Right. Like, that's straight toxicity. At the end of the day, that goes back to you not being emotionally stable enough to realize that you done went too far, honey. Mm-hmm. That you done went too far, and that you need to back off.
Because let me say it for the people in the back let me say it louder for the people in the back for the one time. Louder does not make it right.
Hello? Being loud and wrong for no reason. And this is what I mean when I talk about the word protection. Because when you think about it, this is a lot of women's story. Oh, well, I'm a dog him. I'm a manipulate him. I'm a criticize him. He ain't good enough. He ain't doing what I want him to do. He ain't making enough money, but you ain't got a dime to your name. But you complaining about how much money he making.
Right.
Okay. So let me educate some women. The man creates the vision. Mm-hmm. The woman births it.
Right.
Oh, you thought your job was to only birth physical babies? No. Because you have a lot of men that will be sitting up there talking to on random. Oh man, I would love to start this kind of business. If you a true woman, you gonna go research it, get all the facts, what the down payment gonna be, and you gonna come back and say, babe, I done figured it out. We can financially do this.
Exactly, and you're going to help that come to fruition. Which the wrong type of female, however, God will have a vision and everything like that, and then he'll be busting his behind trying to make sure that vision comes into view, and he's able to obtain it. And then as he's, the funds and stuff are coming in and stuff like that, she ain't trying to help save. She going through that money like Grant went through Richland.
Man, what? Oh, he did this for me. No, baby. No. Because when he created that vision, he didn't do it for you. He did it for his legacy.
Right.
But on the flip, this is why I tell men, and I done made a lot of men mad with this too. Stop it allowing every woman you come across to expand your legacy. And you wouldn't have to deal with trash women as a result. Mm-hmm. Let's be real about it. When you sit up here and again, this is what boys are taught. Oh, sleep with whoever you want until you find that one. Or if you do cheat on her, oh, that's just what men do. Men cheat. You forgive him, you stay. Men are going to step out, but as long as he's bringing the paycheck, No.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm dealing with baby mama 20
Right.
because of that mentality.
Let me say this. Every female that smiles at you or tells you that you handsome and all this other stuff, that don't mean she had your best interest at heart.
And she sure don't get your baby, because that's exactly what the woman does. When a woman essentially has a man's child, she is expanding his legacy.
And yeah, yep, pretty much. And heaven forbid y'all don't go the distance. Well, you know what comes next, folks. Say it with me. Child support.
Now you turn into bitter baby mama.
Right.
Because
Why?
you
smiled at your
manipulated
dumb
the
ass because
situation.
you thought she actually, was really truly interested and had your best interest at heart. Good job.
Because this is where women get crazy. If you listen to what that man is saying to you, you will learn not to open your legs so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Because a man is going to tell you exactly what it is he wants.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to have fun. I ain't looking to settle down.
I ain't ready for no relationship.
I don't want no kids right now. Blah, da, 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 da. But no, what do? We get it in our mind. Oh, I can change his mind.
Baby, listen. Or on the flip side of that same coin, regarding the man, a female will say what she need to say and play games and get in there and everything like that. And then before you know it, guess what? Who she really is comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Who she really is comes out, and now you sitting here scratching your head trying to figure out at what point did this situation take this sharp turn, or what have you. Maybe that's because she peeped you out. You was talking that stuff that she wanted to hear. You were an entrepreneur, or you worked for a Fortune 500 company and everything like that.
And you was an entrepreneur.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Or my personal faith, okay, you expect this man to have all of these, you have all of these standards, all of these qualities that you expect this man to have, but if this man were to get injured, if this man were to get sick, or this man were to get down on his luck, are you going to be able to carry that
Oh,
over?
no. Why would I do that? I'm the woman. It's his job to provide for me.
Yes, that infamous age-old saying, what's mine is mine, what's yours is mine. Yeah, okay. So, yeah.
Mm.
So.
And I actually had a female literally say that her custom is to be at home taken care of, and if her husband ever got to a point to where he couldn't do it no more, she still wouldn't go out and get a job. She would find another man.
Oh, all right. If you want to go, baby,
Come on.
go ahead and walk out the door. Hey, I don't understand. I really don't. But oh my goodness gracious!
You know what? No, he didn't. I am done with my brother. But you know what? As always, I enjoy this conversation because, for real, like, somebody needs to talk about this stuff because they always talking about, well, women. Oh, shoot. I guess I got to go here. I wasn't planning on it, but okay, let's do it. Y'all thoughts on women and equal rights?
Okay.
Well, my thing is like women get to a point where now we know that women were the last ones to gain their rights.
Mm-hmm.
However, women done took this overboard. Because if you really want to be honest, the percentage of women that's educated versus men that are educated, there is a very big differential rate between the two. Okay? Now women are holding positions and they're in offices, and a lot of women are the breadwinner. But what do? They take it and beat the man up with it.
Okay.
So oh no, we're your equal rights now.
Mm-hmm.
Because a real woman understands it's not about who makes the most money.
Mm-hmm.
There is still an order. The question is, are you gonna respect that order?
Mm.
Because if you're not, then your protection is out the door if you don't understand that your man is meant to be your covering.
Uh-oh.
Right.
So your money ain't covering how he's supposed to cover. Let's keep it all the way real. His job as the head and as your covering come with a whole different set of weights than your paycheck.
Right. It's not your job to belittle him or make him feel less than because you make more.
But it is your job not to allow your man to get comfortable. Let me say that. Because what happens is, because a lot of men are beaten down because of lack of support, lack of education, lack of resources, they are beaten down. They settle for something just to say that they have something. So it is your job as a woman to say, baby, listen, there's more in you. Let's figure out what you want to do. Let's figure out how we can strive for better. Because I want to work with you.
And not against you.
And not against you. I don't want to carry it.
Unfortunately, there's not a lot of women that say that nowadays.
Woo! Come on, bro.
When you go out into the world and the world beats you up and you are fortunate and blessed enough to come back home, it is not my job to continue the beating when you walk through that.
Come on, say it. I'm about to. I got a confession, and probably gonna make a few of y'all cry. But for my brother, sister, and my wife, y'all know what the deal is.
Mm-hmm.
I had a rough year last year,
Okay.
but the one thing that brought me peace is that I had a conversation with my dad.
Okay.
And when I had this conversation with him, he essentially basically said, now I've taken away your crutch. Stand strong and be the great man that I know you can be.
Okay.
Essentially what he told me, we don't know why. But evidently there's something great in you that the devil has been trying to kill. Because you are so great, he will use anything and anyone to get his agenda accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this for a long time, and I truly mean it. Our circle that we have right here, Lord, I don't take it for granted. Because the conversations that we have and the talks that we have is unprecedented. I think about things like this on a regular basis because social media has become a very vast, large part of our community and lifestyle for the world. And for whatever reason, they've been given misinterpretation as of information. They figure, and I didn't realize this until somebody said it, women that get on the internet to show their bodies are attention seekers. My brother taught me that. And he said the reason why they do it Because if they were just regular people talking to regular folks, they wouldn't get the attention that they were looking for. So now,
Give them a second thought.
right, so now they need John Doe and Jane Doe to build them up, along with teaching young girls and kids, and that's the word I was looking for, how to claim you're not a victim while actually trying to become one. I know that's a double entendre that they call it, but think about it. We already said that. Your body, your choice. But if you know that there are predators out here and people with sick fetishes that's going to attack people anyway on any given sick night, when you wear stuff that's revealing, you're essentially putting yourself at the top of a sick list.
Now, ain't nobody saying you gotta dress like a nun.
Right. You ain't gotta dress like Grandma Pudding.
But we're essentially
You
saying
don't need to be looking like you work in the street corner either.
we essentially saying keep lingerie in the house.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
Keep lingerie, pajamas, bonnets, and all that other stuff in the house.
listen, and please make sure that you allowing your hoot nanny to breathe.
Because I'm sorry, but the cut off shorts, I ain't trying to be funny, but if your cheeks is hanging off the bottom,
Come on.
that ain't it. If the top that you have on, you know you top heavy, and your stuff is spilling out over, come on.
You see by your areola?
Right, come on now.
Like
Mhm.
you and then or you steady pushing your stuff down. You know that bra too little.
Come
If
on.
you got to be digging in your shirt every 2.5 seconds to readjust yourself, you know you got on the wrong bra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I love it when I forgot who said it.
And not every female can be braless.
Right.
Jesus.
Oh,
Go do it.
you're right. You absolutely right.
You know how you go. You know how you look before you leave the house.
Mm-hmm.
But they mind say they look cute, basically. You can't even say that.
Okay, I get it, but here's the problem that I had with the whole "I look cute" concept. For all you people that claim that you don't need a man for nothing, and that you miss INDEPENDENT for all y'all independent.
Mm-hmm.
Self-sufficient at best.
Yeah,
Right.
so, come on, bro.
Nobody's independent. I don't. We you know.
Right.
Argue with your people. Don't argue with me.
Right.
Nobody's independent because every last human being on this planet depends on, something or someone
Yeah.
to survive. But please continue.
Since you so self-dependent and you don't need a man for nothing, please tell me why somebody thought it was a great idea to open up a women's club only, and all the women was sitting on the couches and wasn't no drinks being drunk.
Why is that?
Because it was a women's only club and wasn't no men there.
Hold on, Bert. You ready?
Yep.
You ready? Here it comes. There's a difference between want and need.
Ah.
Okay?
Mm.
I might want a man to buy me a drink. But if I'm the right type of female, I don't need a man to buy me a drink. Why? Because I got a debit card with money on it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Or I got cash in my purse. So
I know y'all saw that picture. Over 100 women in a women's only club with all bunch of tight stuff on, and ain't nobody eating or drinking anything. And all these people claim that they independent.
Keep being
yeah,
independent.
hey, more power to you. While they sitting there looking crazy, shoot, would I have had me some food? Sure would have.
Right, and would I have you a drink too?
I promise, and they was all looking stupid at each other,
Mm-hmm.
doing basically doing the mannequin challenge.
Yeah, no. I was taught this lesson as a kid, more or less like if you ever when you grow up and you start going out and stuff like that, always make sure that you
have
some
money. Thank
at
you.
all times. And I'm gonna go ahead and tell on myself age-wise from it, and always make sure that you have a case quarter, so that you can make a call from a payphone.
Or at least know how to dial 1-800-COLLECT, COLLECT.
Exactly. But it's like you don't go anywhere without having any money.
Come on.
And if if a guy is taking you out and everything like that or whatever, yes, even if he invited you out, even if he said he's going to take care of everything, you still, because you just
still
never know
have the
stuff
money.
happens.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. And this was many years ago. This was...
Oh, God.
I promise
you
you.
was about to tell them about our first date.
1995. We had moved to a new house. Now, we were staying off Superior.
Okay.
The bus, however, dropped me off on 93rd and Kinsman.
Oh, wow.
Over there by that Shell gas station.
Okay. I know exactly where you go ahead.
Now, at this time, my grandparents had just moved into a house that was over on 131st.
Okay.
I remember where they was. Now, remember, I'm getting off the bus from school.
Okay.
I walked up to 116 over by, what was the name of that doggone school? John Adams. It was a Seymour. And used 1-800-COLLECT to call my parents so they could come get me, because I was almost to my grandparents' house.
Mm-hmm.
I said that to say this. There's two things you need to know at all times.
Mm-hmm.
Your surroundings and your location. Because if you don't know where you're at, you don't know where you're going.
And you don't know how to get people to get to you.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I done figured it out. These new age women that claim they don't need a man, that want you to do all this stuff on the first date, and no, we haven't forgot about the title, do women deserve protection?
Mm-hmm.
They want all this stuff, and they feel because the only thing that men needs is sexual gratification, but yet you don't understand that in order to receive all the stuff that you claiming that you want, you have to put yourself in position to be granted. Because you talk all the time about you need your hair, nails, and feet and stuff done. But who needs that on the first date? If it's a first date, let it be that. We go somewhere.
And see if it leads to a second date.
Right. Now, I can see if you claim that if it's your husband or your wife.
Be respect.
Right.
My thing with that is, I don't think it's a man's job to provide you with money to get your nails and feet done. That is something you want, so you need to be able to afford it.
Exactly.
I will never understand, folks. I guess that's why we built different.
But see, another thing you have to look at too is a lot of females more or less like try to play this thing of, well, if you pay for me to get my, you paying for me to get my hair and nails, then that's an investment because more or less like, you should want your woman to look good when she step out. Okay, that's like. I look at it like this, baby girl. You should be able to take care of that yourself because it's called self-care. Care for self. So you mean to tell me if you didn't have a man in your life, you would be walking around looking like you stuck your finger in the electrical socket after somebody dumped a bucket of water over your head?
And we all know that's a lie because some of these folks, it's like, really? They live at the hair store. And if they're not at the hair store, they online. Matter of fact, who was it? It's a girl that lived close, one of our neighbors out here. Every day she got a new hairstyle. Matter of fact, she got every color hair of the rainbow.
Sorry, she keep that up, her hair gonna fall out.
Like literally on Monday, and it's crazy because I can literally almost pick out her hairstyle. On Monday, she got the Chinese bobbin on. On Tuesday, she go with the Caucasian lady hairstyle. On Wednesday, I think she just decided that she wanted to be black.
Was she auditioning for roles or something? Right. See, she doing too much. Like what Sinbad said all them years ago when he said, if you're bald-headed on Monday, you can't have hair down to your butt on Wednesday. Don't get excited when you get in the weave chair. He said, get an inch a month. People don't think your hair growing. But at the rate she going, her new name will be, what's up, Goldilocks?
I kid you not. And listen, y'all know how tall I am. This girl was every bit of, I say 5'3" or 5'4". Why was her hair longer than she was tall?
You know what? Was she stepping on her hair?
Man, it looked like she was tripping. She was gonna trip on it.
Pretty sure she was peeing on it too.
I've never understood that. And then I got a question. And then I just gotta say this. What's up with this 12-inch long nail thing?
They want to scratch their uterus.
What's up with these 12-inch long nails?
They want to scratch their uterus.
I don't know. I can't speak on that because, I just can't.
I can't even operate with nails that long, and I am a person who likes to keep my nails and feet done.
Right.
But when my nails get past a certain length, I get annoyed.
Like,
so
are you ever scissor hands or what?
You know what? Wow. Because the very first person that I ever saw whose nails was just like that long, and I was like, I had questions because I needed answers. It was Coco from SWV. The very first time I saw her fingernails, I was just like stuck in the mannequin challenge. Like, wow.
I don't get it. And it's like you walking around with knives on your hand, and it's like, who are you? Are you the child of Wolverine, or you his sister or something? Like, I need to know, because the question that I have is, if you go to the bathroom, how are you taking care of yourself?
They wrap the tissue around their fingers in white. That's how they do it. They wrap the tissue around their fingers in white.
I'll be nervous.
That's what I said. Some people just want to touch their uterus.
But listen, it is what it is. As always, we enjoy talking to y'all. And from all of us, we appreciate it. We are back. And we will be talking to y'all soon. For me, y'all already know this is King Solomon Jr.
This is Mrs. Sutton.
And this is your girl. Superman's daddy.
I think grown man that fell asleep.
No, he stepped away for a moment.
All right. Well, listen, from all of us here at AFT, we love y'all and talk to y'all soon.
Peace.